Hey guys, it's Mike Monte, one half of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. And we want to reach out to all the fans out there who have supported our show to say thank you. Thank you for making 2021 one of our best years. And one of our best years was because of Anchor. Anchor, the way that you can have your voice heard. You can be just like us. Record your own podcast. Use the Anchor tools to edit your podcast. Use it on a phone. Use it on your computer. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all with Anchor, they're totally free. So be just like Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh. We're looking together for a great 2022. We've got huge guests coming on board. Oh, yeah. You're probably wondering why Jimmy's not here right now. Well, he's prepping for one of the best interviews we're about to have, and we're going to surprise someone with. So hang aboard with us, and don't forget, be like us and use Anchor.
I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. If you're a member of our Patreon family, I will be on Patreon tomorrow night at 10:05 after NXT. I originally was going to take Wednesday off, but since it looks like I'm going to be recording that conversation with Misha Montana on Thursday, Wednesday should be still in play, so I'll be here Wednesday night. And I wasn't going to say this publicly, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's a certain podcast show, TV show, that I actually respect and enjoy. It's a wrestling show. It's on television. And apparently they're not a fan of Misha Montana, which is fine. I respect that. You know, not like friends. But, this person went out of their way to say to me, oh, there's no reason for you to do this interview. Another place already interviewed her. Yet this show, their entire history on being on TV is interviewing people who have been interviewed thousands of times in their lifetime. You know, I'm having a conversation with her. I'm not having an interview. Sure, we're going to talk about some XPW stuff. We're going to talk about her health scares, having heart surgery, the stroke. We're going to talk about Matt Riddle. We're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about some of the reasons why the guy was off TV. We're not going to get too deep into it. It's not my place to get that personal. But, we're having a conversation just so people get a feel as far as what's going on. And that's all it is. So for anybody to tell me, oh, you don't need to do it, someone else, I don't know. I mean, I just thought that was a little bit much, to say it nicely. So,
I don't want to spend too much time on this, but because it is something that has taken over almost or dominating the live premiere chats that we have, and I consider it a waste of time. About 2 wastes of time as far as I'm concerned. You have a wannabe Andrew Dice Clay and a wannabe Howard Stern wearing their sunglasses at night that do this program out in New York. I don't know them. They could be fine human beings for all I know, aside from their little personas that they try and project. But for whatever the odd reason, it seems like a lot of their programs, or at least the links that are sent to us by the fans, are dominated around our shows about me, being the Joe Exotic of professional wrestling, abusing all of the wrestlers like Joe Exotic did to his Tigers at his amusement park or whatever that was down south. And there was a video with the thumbnail of you from the TD Garden sold out with over 4 million people watching you on the USA Network, saying that you're the most boring man in professional wrestling.
Wow, that's a surprise. Because if they saw
There are a couple of guys up in Long Island, New York, named Monte and the Pharaoh. For whatever reason, And I don't know what it
Bullies.
is, but for whatever
Bad,
reason,
bad bullies.
bullies. They
Absolutely.
are bullies.
Yeah.
But for
Go
whatever
up,
reason,
guys. Come on. Y'all are
Monte
grown
and the
men.
Pharaoh don't like me. Monte used to like me a lot,
They need to get a life. You know that? Get
but
a
now
life.
he
Y'all are
doesn't like
grown
me.
men. Grown men. Get a life.
Exactly. Get a life. You're a grown
Get
man.
a damn life. There.
So
I
I mean, if
said it.
you get off picking on a 63-year-old man, go ahead.
Yeah. Get a
That's
damn
fine.
life. Really. Go for it.
A
I dare
63-year-old
you.
disabled man, by the way, too.
Yeah. Get
Just
a
so
life.
you
I
know.
dare you to say something about him. If you have something to say to Angelo, say it to me. Come on. I dare you.
Well, you just
Come
invited
on.
Wrestled in Puerto Rico and Japan and was fantastic for Ring of Honor. And I just want to give one other quick memorial to the passing of Monte and the Pharaohs YouTube show. And I'm glad that's one thing I am glad to see dead and buried. And I hope that they put it in like the same, like they take all the videos and put them in the same place that they stored all those Atari ET cartridges that they buried out in the desert in a toxic waste dump, because that's where that stuff belongs. And by the way, Monte, fuck you. I'd like to just give a quick shout out. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Thank you very much. We can continue. Okay.
The opinions of the rest, those might not reflect the rest of us. Not that.
No, but it completely reflects my feelings about Monte. He shouted out me on his show.
Some kind of backstory here.
I'm sorry?
Jonathan, wait, let's let Jonathan have his say here.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I suspect there might be some kind of backstory here, but
yeah, there is. And he took his time out of his last show to bash me and Evan personally. So I'd like to personally take time out of my show to bash him completely. One of the two shows is still on the air, and the other one is dead and buried.
A receipt. Let me get to a little humor.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler and broadcast, Monte the Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV. Jared at the board. Jared, how are you, friend?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Great show on Saturday. I want to tell you, me and Jared were talking about, because we went and had some diner food over, what's the name of that diner? Airport Diner?
Airport Diner, yeah.
Let's give them the props. Airport Diner, always good to rip your stomach out. And we were kind of talking about how we had the hot Jada Chichilian, and there's nothing worse than coming out of the bathroom and Jada getting a whiff of what maybe Jared is cooking.
Holy omelet.
There's one good omelet.
We were saying, like, if you had 1% chance of hooking up with Jada Chichili,
You just lost it.
You lost that.
Yeah.
You have lost it.
Well, Jared, that stinks.
Literally. So, speaking of Saturday, Master Lock, how you feeling?
I feel like shit, and by the way, it wasn't very nice of you to leave me unconscious and wake me up 20 minutes before tonight's show.
That's it.
I'm like lying on the floor for days. Thanks a lot. Thank
Wow.
you very much. Yeah, appreciate
And
that.
again, I want to thank everybody who donated towards, because thanks to you, Pharaoh, some donation is going to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I'm still waiting on a little money to come through that were promised in a donation that I physically didn't get.
Okay.
But got to really thank everybody. A little roll call before we go. We got ESO in the house. Oh, by the way, ESO is part of the Monte and the Pharaoh network.
Nice.
It's called The After Show, along with Christopher Lee.
Hello, mate.
They're doing the after show.
Christopher Lee?
Christopher Lee.
Wow. I thought he was dead.
No, that's the wrong Chris Lee, but
I call him Christopher.
Christopher Lee.
I hope he's not dead.
No, not Chris Lee.
They do the after show, which will take place about 20 minutes after the show ends on every Thursday.
Oh, very good.
So
Very
we're
good.
really looking forward to that, and thank you, ESO, for putting that together with Chris. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool.
I also have a special announcement. Starting on Mondays, we're bringing a whole bunch of new shows, but the first one is the after show.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Mondays, we have Mondays with Marty Jannetty. Marty's back, so it's not Party with Marty, but it's Mondays with Marty Jannetty. We're taping the first show this weekend, and it will be canned so everybody can see it as we work out some kinks.
Okay.
People in the house. Jason, how are you? Phil,
What's up?
First Lady of Wrestling in the house.
What's
John,
happening?
what's up, man? Good to see you. Let's see. J.A. Will, love your brother. Always great to see you, my friend.
What's going on?
R.J. Hudson.
RJ.
JB in the house.
JB.
A mess in the house.
Of course, got to have a mess in the house.
Yeah. What else we got? Did I miss anybody else? Let's see who else it says as the audience is growing.
Nice.
Sorry, guys. Bear with me a little bit. I'm just scrolling down.
Share
Loose.
Bear? You
Loose
said
is there. No, Share Bear.
Okay. What's up, Loose? What's going on, Loose?
So, one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, not to mention it, but
Yeah.
did you like when Jada attacked your receding hairline?
Not particularly, but
You got Pharaoh. You
I
got
mean,
a little
think
angry.
about- Think about the weekend I had. I had Chris Masters basically, put me into La La Land, and then I had some hot chick call me bald. With you sitting next to me, I'm bald.
Well,
Bunch
she didn't
of
get to see how
bullshit.
fat I am, so that was an advantage. When
She
you're
did
behind
when
a
we
table,
took the
you get-
picture together.
Yeah, that's true. But she didn't. She
No,
didn't.
she was great. She was
didn't.
cool.
God, she was so.
She's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, no, she was
gorgeous lady.
Absolutely.
So you saw the intro video
So
of just some of the few haters of Monte and the Pharaoh.
Yeah, I did.
With tongue in cheek, we put Dan in there, which Dan is always was entertaining with his comments.
Oh, Dan was hilarious.
Right?
Come on, he's hilarious.
But did you enjoy the people hating on you?
I love it. It's the reason I get up every morning.
And we're going to get it. The first one on that episode was Don Tony from the Don Tony Show.
Don Tony's a nice guy.
You like Don Tony.
I like Don Tony.
You're a big fan of Don Tony.
Well, I don't.
A week ago, you
let's
didn't even
be
know who he
honest
was.
Here, I didn't even. I was going to get to that before. I'm not going to BS anybody. Well, maybe a little. I didn't really know anything about him, but when I saw the video, I thought it was pretty funny.
But we're going to discuss that in a little while. So I want to go some little news, my friend.
Yeah.
A yoga teacher thought that she was suffering from anxiety and allergies. She had 3 heart attacks in less than a month.
Ooh.
Dina Pinelli thought she was the epitome of health until she had 3 heart attacks in June 2020. By midway through her attempt... Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. I jumped ahead.
Whoa, she walks 5K every day?
Right.
What
5K, she found herself draped over the treadmill with chest pain and shortness of breath. I was so angry at myself for not being able to do it. I was pushing it, she told the Insider. I tried to take this positive. Now Pinelli is sharing a story as a volunteer of the American Heart Association. She wants other women to know the signs of a heart attack.
That she missed. I'm trying to look. So far, I've been very fortunate. I haven't had a heart attack of any kind, but I'm trying to grasp that you can have a heart attack without even realizing it. Is that possible? I mean, I guess that happened to her.
It happened to me.
Share.
So I think I don't know when the heart attack took place, right?
Oh man.
So I went to the gym, worked out 2.5 hours. Okay.
Is that all?
Then I went to cut the lawn. I was cutting the lawn.
Cutting the
and
lawn after
I got
that. Okay.
a burning down my right arm, not my left.
Okay.
And I remember saying to myself, like, holy shit, because it wasn't like a normal, it was like, it froze my body for a second.
Ooh.
I actually heard like almost a pop, like in myself.
I gotcha. Okay.
And I remember saying to myself, all right, calm down. This isn't what you think it is because I had a stress test 4 months before and everything was clear.
Okay.
But I decided to stop cutting lawn. Like I was nervous all of a sudden something wasn't right. So I pretty much chilled out in the house. The next day I went for a walk with my wife, just walking, and my lungs started to burn.
Ooh.
And then I'm thinking to myself, stupid. No, but I'm thinking I must have hurt my back at the gym because I've had back problems from working out heavy, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And I called my cardiologist. I don't want to get too deep into it. I want to bore everybody. The next weekend, we're with Nikita Koloff. If everybody remembers
Yes.
when Nikita
Oh,
was in the
jeez,
studio.
I remember this.
So
Yeah.
stupid me forgot where the hell I parked my car. So now I'm panicking, right? Because we have to get Nikita to a signing.
Right.
We had a lot of stuff to do that day.
Yep.
And I was
remember.
sweating like a pig. And I don't know if you remember. So that night we're doing the
I
show,
remember.
right? It was a long day already. We were at the signing, right? And what was I telling you? I said, I feel like I'm having a heart attack,
Yeah, I
right?
did not feel right at all. I feel like I'm having a heart attack.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. And then you walked off away from everybody.
Yeah.
That's the thing I remember. I says, "Where's Mike?" And we were outside. There was a big line. Wait a minute, Demolition?
Demolition, yeah.
Yeah. There was a
We
big...
interviewed Demolition that day too, right?
Yeah. There was a big line, and I walk out, and I'm going, "Where is Mike?" And way down the block, hanging by a shrub.
Look at this. A mess just
was
wrote.
you.
I didn't
Bent over.
know what was happening to me when I had my heart attack.
Yeah.
A mess, you're going to have to share one of these times.
Yeah. Man, oh, man.
Jay Will says a lot of young people are having heart attacks.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
But
I wonder why.
in the end, I went to my cardiologist like right after, it was the same day as election day, and I remember I get there, and they're like, you got to get to the hospital. Before you know it, I'm on the table, and they're doing a stent. And then they're like, you got 2 more blockages, but they're small arteries. We'll get to, your heart's already been through enough because
Right.
your heart doesn't work at 100%. I didn't know all the shit until this all happened.
Oh, well, I would
Your
think.
heart doesn't work at 100% capacity, right? It works at 65% capacity. The only time it goes to about 100% capacity when it's under a tremendous amount of stress, right? Because that's when it, right?
Okay.
So, so for example, after my heart attack, my heart capacity went from 65 or whatever it was to 35.
Ooh.
Right?
Big
So
drop.
I damaged my heart.
That's a big drop.
And their thought process, they basically said to me, don't expect it to come back. Right? Because once you have a heart attack, your heart muscle starts to die.
Right.
So if everybody remembers when Triple H had his issues,
Right.
his heart capacity was at 4%, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he was.
You can exist on 4%?
He was on his deathbed.
I figured you
Triple
can't.
H was very close to dying. People
Wow.
don't realize. So I'm assuming, I don't know what his capacity of his heart is now, but I'm assuming he doesn't have full recovery of it.
Wow.
For me, for example, my heart recovered 100%.
Nice.
After a month, they're like, your heart's back at full capacity. I forget the name.
How often does that happen? Is that were you in the
Look, you know
minority
what?
of
I
them?
don't want to like
Oh, it's just-
speculate
I
at all.
gotcha.
I just
Well,
was
at least
like,
it happened,
I was
period.
happy.
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
Knock on the table again if you
I
feel-
was
if
happy.
you feel like it. Maybe I will. There you go. All right.
Jay Will says, a friend of mine says a bare aspirin is good for you. I'll tell you this. They took me off aspirin because if you're on blood thinners, I'm sure a mess when you're on, after your heart attack, you're still on blood thinners. They usually, sometimes they take you off. I'm still on them.
Okay.
So that's why I'll bruise pretty easy.
Okay.
Speaking of all that,
So that's why you didn't take the Master Lock Challenge.
No, I can't.
you
I
let me
can't
do
take
it.
it. I don't need my fucking. But I have put on way too much weight. Little wrestling news. Bailey's attempt. First of all, speaking about Marty Jannetty, we were talking about, probably one of the great angles of all time when Marty Jannetty gets thrown through the glass window at the barbershop.
Yeah.
Again, we were speaking about it. Like, what did that mean to you when Shawn turned on Marty as a wrestling fan?
Oh, back then I looked at wrestling much differently than I do today. I was really shocked by it. I was like, wow, I can't believe Shawn just did that. I was actually, I guess as a fan I was kind of like pissed at him. I was like, wow, what the frig did he just do? Then I realized how great it was. I was like, wait a second, I'm probably going to think about this moment forever, and we're still talking about it.
Exactly. I don't want to. I want to stay on that subject, but I just want to say a mess says his heart's at 40%.
Okay.
And he says it won't get any better. Again, your heart can operate normally at 35%, 40%. It's fine. Okay.
Interesting.
Bain says, my father had 2 strokes during the 90s, stents and a pacemaker with built-in defibrillator. He lived till 95.
Wow.
Well, that's great, Bain.
That's an A+
I can
on
only
the
hope
report
that
card
happens
for
to me,
that.
I guess.
Damn.
So, great point on the Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty thing. So, for NXT fans, Ding Dong Hello
Ding Dong!
had Toxic
Hello!
Attraction
I
on.
like saying it. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Ding Dong! Hello! I love it. It's hilarious.
Gigi Jolin and JC Jane, right? 2/3 of Toxic Attraction, because we all know that Mandy Rose was the lead of that group.
Yes.
And that had a group that, they had the potential to be. So, but what happened on Tuesday night rivals, in my opinion, the Marty Jannetty.
You really loved it, huh?
I really loved it.
It was brutal. I'll give you that.
So, Jared, run the Jannetty through the window real quick for the fans. Let's see what this looks like. Give it one more time, bro. So this is pretty vicious. Okay, this could be a prop piece of glass.
It better be.
And Marty.
If that's real glass, boy, oh boy, that hurts.
And Marty's gigging himself or whatever.
Sure.
All right, now let's run this.
This is worse.
This is brutal. Watch.
First of all, the door
no give on Ding Dong.
Watch
Hello
this,
there.
folks.
All right.
A
One more
planted-
time on that one through the door. Oh,
Oh,
my
jeez.
God.
That
One more time to the door, then one more time for the kick in the face.
No,
Whoa!
Jared's obsessed with the kick in the face, and I can see why.
God.
First of all, the door has no give. What is that?
Oh, my God.
But
Dude,
that kick that kick in the face.
we are watching. Look, clearly that was just a fuck up.
That kick in the face is too much.
Oh!
Look at that. That's insane. I mean, what do you say afterwards in the back? Sorry?
No, you could say, Ding Dong, hello.
She was saying it at that very moment. Ding dong.
Oh, my God.
Hello. That's brutal.
But I got to tell you, now, when you look at both of those, which one do you enjoy more?
Yeah, I guess I got to admit that kick is one for the ages.
It is. And I got to tell you.
Yeah, but so's the Marty thing. I mean, what's going to wind up being more famous? Well, coach, stop it. It's always going to be Marty and Sean. But boy, oh boy, that's one hell of a boot to the puss. That hurts. That's bad.
John says, oh man, I have had ding dongs in years.
Wow.
Well, that's a ding dong you don't want.
I didn't know. Ding-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah.
Scott says that's what happens when you hear a ding dong. So
I can go for some ding dongs.
I got to tell
now
you,
that he brings it up, I'm kind of hungry.
That kick has got me totally like. I like Toxic Attraction to begin with because of Mandy.
Yeah.
Now share with everybody what you thought of Gigi Dolan.
Well, the whole thing is with Toxic Attraction. You got to forgive me. I've done a lot of drugs, folks. Well, the thing with Toxic Attraction, I look at them and I would always think Sex in the City. You got three babes. You got the one that's obviously the leader and the smoking one, and then you got the other one who's smoking, and then you got the redhead. And it's nothing against the redheads. I love a beautiful redhead like anybody else would. And this is a good picture, by the way. Jared, you're not helping me out. I wanted you to find photos where she looks like she usually does afoot. Can you get me a picture of some overgrown toenails and fungus?
Well, sometimes she has the look of the old lady with no teeth in her mouth look.
That's what I'm getting at.
I know where you're getting at.
Yeah, it's rough. Although that was a great picture, Jared.
Hey, Jay Will says something great. Bret Hart. Wow, that is a smoking picture of her. She's pretty hot.
There.
Jay Will says Bret Hart probably did not approve of that kick.
No, absolutely not. I wonder if he consulted with his rabbi.
Now, do you think
Rabbi Goldberg?
Do you think Gigi Dolan's crying to the
what? Thank you.
I'll catch it on the replay.
I'm sure you will.
I'll call you and go, that was a funny
joke. Dude, that 435? You killed me. What now? Where were we?
You think Gigi Dolan's complaining to the dirt sheets?
About what?
About the kick? Getting kicked in the face?
I would be complaining about the pairings. You're making me look like a foot with these hot babes. No? I would be complaining about that. No, is she complaining? See, that's a better picture. Put that up, Spidey. Hi!
That's not...
No, it is. It more helps my case. Hi!
Of the two, who's
Mm-hmm.
got more star potential, JC Jane or Gigi Dolan?
Wow. What do you think?
I think Gigi Dolan.
I'll go with
There's
that.
something...
Both names sound pretty good, though, also. So they've got a head start.
Bane says she looks like a young version of George Costanza's mom with orange hair.
Thank you.
Oh, my God, Bane, you're right.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like her. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying she's
I think she's hot.
I'm just saying compared to Mandy.
Well, the problem
Wait a minute. That's what you... Thank you. Say it.
That's what I said. When you put anyone next to Mandy...
You look like a foot.
You never saw the movie Hall Pass, right?
No, I never did.
So
I never used one either. I was always cutting on my own.
There you go.
Go ahead.
So Hall Pass is a movie. Okay. Forgive me, guys. I have to explain this to Pharaoh because Pharaoh doesn't watch movies.
I don't even have a TV. Go ahead.
It's about a guy who gets a hall pass from his wife to go have sex with other women for the weekend. Hall pass.
Why did they give those out in high school? I would have loved that.
Well, So anyway, they're hanging out with this guy, and he's like you back in the day,
no.
getting all these women, and he's trying to show them about stuff. So he takes his hand, and it's this hot blonde, and he puts his fingers like this, Pharaoh, right?
Yeah.
And he focuses on her face, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, look at her, and she's like a 5. Gross.
She's a 5.
But then he goes, but she surrounds herself by a bunch of stool pigeons, and he spreads out his fingers like this. She becomes a 10, and you watch her face morph into a 10. This is a reverse. It's like Gigi Dolan, 10, bringing Mandy Rose, 3. You know what I'm saying?
I gotcha. Yeah. You know, the grass is always greener on the other side of the... That's what it really is. I don't like this lawn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's rough.
If you didn't know it, that is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh. Jimmy, along with his partner, Bart Griggs, make up the band Wisteria Hall. They sing such great songs. Man, Chris Masters has ruined your voice.
Fucked me up, dude.
Chris Masters
I
is
have
a
to try
good-looking
again.
guy.
Bartman! See, I can. He fucked me up, dude.
It's over.
From now on. No, it's not
It's over,
From
Johnny.
now on, I got to go, Bartman.
I like that.
That's beautiful.
I like that better.
It's almost sexy.
It's almost sexy.
Yeah, almost.
Almost or almost.
No falsetto after Masters.
Listen to Wisteria Hall sing such great songs. It's In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain. Find their music on the Wisteria Hall YouTube page. Hit like and subscribe. By the way, Mitch Seinfeld keeps telling me that I've got to promote our YouTube page more. So I've got to tell people, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
Do it. Do it now. Do it.
Hit that button.
Subscribe.
Hit that button.
Like,
Hit that
subscribe.
button. Hit that button.
Like,
Hit that
subscribe.
button.
Like.
All right, their microphones just went out.
What you can do?
All right, download their music on
Subscribe.
Spotify, Apple Music, and Reverb Nation. If you didn't know you are watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh, you catch Monte and the Pharaoh on the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube page, where you have to
like and subscribe.
Or go to the Monte and the Pharaoh Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. Catch us on the Monte and Pharaoh Twitch TV page. And if you're lucky enough to live in New York, catch us on Channel 115 every Tuesday at 9:30 and Saturday at 11:30 a.m. and Channel 20 at 7 p.m. We want to thank our sponsor, Amazon. We'll be back where we're going to actually discuss Don Tony and his guest, Misha Montana.
Oh, yeah.
After this is what we're calling, oh, man, the fuck?
What are we calling it?
Oh, my God, Monty. Do not judge, or you too will be judged.
We shall see you in a sermon second.
Sir?
Ah.
Manscaped?
Uh-huh.
Have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped, what are you thinking about
Love
Manscaped,
it.
dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
Manscaped is a must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because as men, we try not to admit this, but if you're going to go do the deed on a woman, would you rather have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or full retro bush?
Racing stripe.
Retro bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well-manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start, where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to wander into that.
That's very interesting.
Like that.
I never thought about that. You're a smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured, you can see both sides. It's not
like blinking lights on both sides of that.
I don't want, I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that.
Gotcha.
As well.
Oh, look what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it. Have you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
what is
retro?
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa!
Wow,
Yeah, I'm 46.
like it pops
of
out.
course.
Do you walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's
through.
a trooper. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, I
There you
hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven does, Manscaped could help you.
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but with that,
Ron
we're going to take
Jeremy,
a quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
The Monte and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, only seen here out of Indie Music TV. Pharaoh, WWE, Jerry the King Lawler, improving after stroke. Thanks, fan. Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler continues to improve after suffering a stroke on Monday in Florida.
What does Jerry Lawler mean to you?
Wow.
Little role reversal here. Usually you ask me this. Think.
As I'm older now,
Yeah.
I hold Jerry Lawler in very, very high regard.
Yeah, he's precious, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's precious.
He, and in fact, I would tell you when we did meet him, I always wanted to get him on the show. Just couldn't get it friggin' semantics
That would be
worked
so
out.
great. Yeah.
But remember when we met him, I think at the big event, right? What he spent? He was talking to us for like 10 minutes about the Jets and the Browns. I mean, the guy is just cooler than shit. You know what I mean?
Jerry Lawler's great.
And he's won it. Look,
You
we
hate
did a
to hear it, the
head-to-head
health
with
problems.
Bruno Sammartino, the great Bruno Sammartino. And Lawler won.
Because Jerry Lawler is one of the all-time greats. He just is. And what is he not excelled at? Promos, excelled. Wrestling, excelled. Storytelling, excelled. Announcer, excelled. What is he not excelled at?
And
maybe staying with women, but that's a whole different story. Then again,
well, he's had some hot women.
that could be props up for him anyway.
That's right.
In the long run, I guess.
I mean, didn't he get married to like a 20-year-old or something
Jerry
like that?
Lawler's just he's a rock star, isn't he? Isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a rock star.
He is.
And you know what? When I was a 14 or 15-year-old watching him slam that cup of coffee on Kaufman
God.
on
Yeah.
the Letterman show, are you serious? Center of the universe,
One
man.
of the great angles,
That was
dude.
so great.
What did that mean to you, that whole
Everything.
Kaufman?
I thought it was great.
As a wrestling fan,
Always liking Andy Kaufman on top of it made it even cooler.
again, I'll go back to it. I was not a wrestling fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw it when I was younger, wasn't into it. Jimmy got me into
Yep,
it.
right around that time, I believe.
You know, it's funny. As a wrestling fan, you felt like you never got respect. Like, no one respected it. It was a joke. It was laughable.
Being a wrestling fan was like being a Kiss fan.
Yes.
You were going to catch shit for it.
Right.
Period.
Yep.
You were.
And there was certain things, as stupid as this sound, that gave legitimacy to wrestling for us.
Mm-hmm.
One being Lawler and Kaufman.
Yep.
Unfortunately, another one,
Mm-hmm.
and at the time, I'm a stupid kid, right? So forgive me for this. But when Snuka took on the 3 police dogs and the police in that
Right.
room,
Right.
at the time, you didn't know he was higher than a friggin'
Yeah.
clone.
Yeah.
And then the real one,
I like Schultz and Stossel.
Schultz and Stossel.
That was
but
cool.
but the main one to me was, and this is what put relevancy into wrestling, and this
Okay.
is why everybody, you got to listen to me on this. This is why he's the greatest wrestler of all time. Rocky III, Hulk Hogan, Sylvester Stallone. Hulk Hogan being in that movie legitimized wrestling for everybody.
Yeah,
All of a sudden, everybody took it seriously. You know why?
Yes.
Because everybody made fun of fake wrestling,
Right.
but they believed in the fake Rocky Balboa.
Absolutely.
He was a hero.
Right.
And people, even though it was an actor, no one believed it. It was like, it was Rocky.
Now, it was an interesting time for wrestling before Rocky III because, oddly enough, the niche, it was like a well-kept secret, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yet, that well-kept secret was successful enough to sell out the Garden for the most part, month after month. It was great.
Right.
But Rocky 3 turned it into everybody knows wrestling is the shit now. You know, Hogan just took it into
Well, but that's why we make fun of the wrestling experts, because the beforehand when they sold out the Garden was the 25,000 people little secret. Their secret, their own little, their own little world.
It wasn't mass yet.
Before it was infiltrated,
Hogan, right? And I don't consider that. I don't consider Hulk Hogan infiltration at all. But if that's how purists see it, so
JB says they say Lawler never drank or did drugs. Crazy. He has 50 years in wrestling. Yeah, man, the guy is an icon.
Yep.
All right, dude. So. You didn't really know Don Tony. We discussed it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Sure.
This week he had Misha Montana.
Misha Montana.
Misha Montana is a popular porn star.
Oh, there she is.
All right.
Okay.
She was on the Don Tony show. She's been on a lot of shows.
Okay.
And if you saw in the beginning, Don Tony was saying how we said to him, "Why have Ron if she's been on 1,000 shows?"
Okay.
He had her on. He did a pretty good job, I gotta say.
Sure.
He's more of a solo guy that talks about everything that happened this week in wrestling, and he does a really.
He's like this, like a weekly
review guy.
Okay.
And
all right.
he's
I
very detailed. I got to give the guy a lot of credit. He does his homework. He's the guy's been doing it since 1990.
Been around a long time.
He worked for ECW.
Really now?
When you worked for ECW, again, this isn't being insulting towards him or anybody
I love
else.
ECW, but what you got?
You worked for ECW because what you did is you went around and you were a gopher for them for free.
Oh,
everybody, you know what I mean? When you're a gopher, you can say, "Hey, I was part of ECW. I did this." Look, half the wrestlers in there, worked for free. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. If that's what they enjoy, whatever. It ain't me. Let me tell you.
I don't know if I don't know if I would call it part of my resume if I'm just going out to get roadkill beer.
Well, wait a minute.
I'm not sure what
if you
the
looked at it
details
this
are,
way,
but-
if you were with ECW and you were 17, 18, 19, 20, 24,
Cool,
okay,
man.
and you were helping them,
Yeah.
at
That's cool.
55 it would probably be a great memory for you.
I would think so.
Right. So for him, I think it's a great memory. And
Sure.
he talks about his old stories. And again, he was with those wrestling experts that all ran in that clique,
Okay.
what's his name?
I'm not a big fan of wrestling experts, but okay.
But you know what I'm talking about. What's his name? God, dude. John, the guy who we had in the studio.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I refuse to mention.
But you get my point. So
Yeah,
they
he
all
doesn't say goodbye at
hang
events
around
and
it.
stuff,
But he did a good job. But he was throwing.
By the way, that's a Resi. But
Arezzi, thank you.
But by the way,
like John Arezzi,
John.
Ginsberg, that whole crew. There's a niche there, right? There's a whole crew of guys. And look, again, when I say wrestling experts, they had their own little planet, right? They weren't infiltrated by what's happening now, right?
Right.
This is living torture for people that have been in the industry because clowns like you and me are now involved.
We've infiltrated
like COVID.
Is that how we've infiltrated?
Kinda, yeah.
Well, too bad. You guys better put on a mask.
Fuck you, Monte.
You better put on a mask.
And the horse you rode in on.
Yeah. Ah, shit, the 49ers lost. Good God.
But so
what a nerd.
Anthony was throwing softballs to her.
Okay.
I mean, literal softballs.
Don Anthony?
No, his name is,
what are
it's
you
Don,
doing?
Yeah, but his name's Anthony.
Okay.
Anthony de Blasi.
Okay. That's pretty.
In his real life.
That's pretty.
Sells
that's
insurance.
Pretty Don-like.
Sells insurance.
Oh, shit. Be careful here. What are you saying?
Oh, well, there's real life and there's make-believe life, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, so
there's make-believe is Don Tony.
Work or shoot?
Right. There
Gotcha.
you go.
I gotcha. I'm not really a Pharaoh. At least I'm not. Well, then again, maybe I am. Am I a work or a shoot? What the fuck?
You're kind of like work shoot.
Nice. You want to be in that middle.
No, you know what? I'm wrong. You're more like a shoot work.
I'm a shoot work.
Because in real life, like you kind of really like this.
Yeah, kind of. Not completely.
But real close. Living the edge.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Right?
Well said. I agree with that. All right, so he's throwing softballs.
So Anthony
He's
de
throwing
Blasio's
softballs.
real life
Arc
is he's
ball
an
or
insurance
fast pitch
he's an
at least?
insurance guy who lives in an apartment in Queens, and he's married, and his wife lives in a separate apartment. But there's nothing wrong with that.
Muzzle tough. What do you
muzzle tough?
That's Jewish for congratulations, I guess. I don't.
I think that's good. Wouldn't you like to be married and the wife live in a separate place?
I'm
separate
divorced and I
domain?
live in a separate place, so why the fuck not?
I think that's a great idea. So he's throwing us softballs. Did you watch it at all?
No, I'm not too
I
big
thought
on
you
it.
said you watched it.
I watched a little bit of it. What I watched was him saying that he likes our show and why we gotta give him such a hard time. Hey.
That's all you got out of it?
Because Misha Montana doesn't do it for me. I wasn't going, wow. I'm still kind of upset at the Riddle thing. I'm going to run and watch her. She'll probably say nice things about the guy. It's kind of mean.
So my wife's
Riddle's
watching
mean.
it with me.
He's mean.
And my wife, of course, says, what do you think my wife says about Misha Montana?
What? I want to
Take
know.
a guess.
Tramp?
No.
She didn't?
She goes, wow, she's pretty.
Oh, okay, cool, because my ex would have been like, that
Wait
tramp.
a minute, but you see, you're missing the point.
What am I missing? Okay.
Because
help me out.
Honestly, I said to my wife, I said, Daniela is 10 times better looking.
I agree with that.
Thank you.
No, I do.
Jared, you want to weigh in on that? Who's better looking? And be honest. You don't have to roll with us on this.
Misha Montana.
Danielle Petra.
Definitely Danielle.
By far, right?
Yeah, it's not even close.
It's not even close.
You got a picture of Daniela? I don't know if the audience caught that show. Did they catch that show? You might want to show the audience what we're talking about.
Well, everybody watched that. That's Daniela, but you get her from the show, dude. Like, I like her with the cornrows better than
you
that
with
one.
your cornrows.
But so my point to you is
great. But the cornrows.
But my point is, of course, my wife's got to be like, oh yeah, Misha Montana's gorgeous.
Well, she's not ugly, but she's not gorgeous. Wait, is she?
So why do you think Matt Riddle would choose Misha Montana over Daniela Petra?
I don't.
And I got to tell you, Daniela went crazy. She was all over. She was all over social media going off this interview because Misha was protecting.
He puts a picture up of her getting ready to cry. That's not hot.
That's a great
What's
picture.
Wrong with, she's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but could you show her happy and peppy and bursting?
I don't know. She wasn't happy on that interview.
Nah, she wasn't, man. There's your cornrows. How you feel now? Look, Mike, it's your cornrows.
There you go. Look, come on, dude. It's not even close.
Yeah, she's pretty. For sure.
Bain says he wants to see Don Tony interview Hannibal. Why?
What?
Why would you just want to see Don Tony
needing a
interview
nap before
Hannibal?
work? I mean, what's the story there? That's interesting. All right. Okay.
Who do you guys think is hotter?
teach his
Misha
own.
Montana. Please, guys, tune in, sign in, tell me who's better looking, Daniela Petro or Misha Montana?
Whatever hair I have left, I think is nicer than hers, for starters. But no.
A mess says she's got 10 tons of makeup on that picture.
Hit her with a hose, right, Mess?
Hit her
with a hose. Let's
Now,
see what she looks like.
Evaluate this. What's up with the tattoo on the neck,
I don't
bro?
get that. That must have, I've never had a tattoo. You have, so you could probably tell me that must have been so painful. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Dude, it's not even attractive to me.
I don't know what it's doing there.
It's like a
strange
giant
spot.
rose in the middle of your neck. I'm not
That's
even getting that,
That's
dude.
a very strange spot for it. Jared, where do you think that should have been placed? Like on a cheek, perhaps? And I don't mean...
How about nowhere?
Anywhere
don't get
but
it.
the neck.
Anywhere but
and
right
the
there,
face.
right? And you thought Cody Rhodes had a tattoo problem.
Dude, it's just like, I don't even get it. And I don't understand, women. Jared, weigh in on this. Women, we were talking this with Jada Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you
know
could
what
be a
that's
young,
gonna look like
attractive
when
woman
she's-
and put a tattoo. Yeah, all of a sudden you're going to get turkey neck, and now you got this rose flopping around. Oh, gross, dude.
Right. I'll take some wipes, and I'll also get a
All right.
bottle of...
Well, we're going to play a little
that's
game
rough.
because you know what? It's not, since Danielle's a friend of the show,
Okay.
we're probably a little biased, right? Because people are going to call us biased, but I
That's
don't think we
true,
are.
but, no, we're
But
not.
we're going to compare Miss Montana to
her peers in the business.
To the other peers in the business.
There you go.
Now, Don Tony used the word dumpster fire.
What's a
right?
dumpster
fire was in reference to all the women that are upset because Matt Riddle broke up with them. Right?
That's
so
a
they're
dumpster
dumpster
fire.
fires, right?
Very
So they were
interesting.
both going back and forth going dumpster fire.
Whoa.
So
It's kind of
Farrah,
dismissing any potential validity
the only
of
one
Daniela's
thing
story,
I
but
need
all
you to
right.
weigh in on
Yeah.
here is
Mhm.
if Misha is hotter than any of the girls we show up.
Okay, go ahead.
You say dumpster fire.
Hit-
Otherwise, you say
Whoa, whoa,
whatever
whoa,
else.
whoa. Wait a minute. I want to
If
make sure I get this
Misha
down.
is better looking then the girls, the women that we're showing,
I'll call them a dumpster fire.
you say dumpster fire.
Right.
If not, you weigh in and tell me if the girl is better looking.
Okay.
And Jared, feel free to jump in first. So the first one up, we're going to put up porn star Dylan Harper.
It's an adult entertainer, Michael.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Is that like a custodial engineer?
Whatever way you want to spin it, make it sound professional. Thank you. Dylan Harper. She blows Misha Montana out of this orbit.
Maria Davis says she has tattoos, but you can't see them unless she wears shorts. You see, that Maria is smart.
There you go.
Well placed.
There you go, Maria.
Well placed
Well
places.
Well thought out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
All right. So
well, hold on, Spidey. You agree with me?
What are you going with here?
Harper. By the way, she's half Irish, half Cherokee. What a combo. Go ahead.
Definitely Dillian Harper.
Oh,
all right.
Dillian Harper's beautiful.
Next up,
yeah.
Mia Malkova.
Mia Malkova. Hello. Hello. Ding dong. Woo! 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 Mia. Yeah.
Wow, RJ goes, damn.
Yeah, I would have to. Yeah,
damn.
I agree.
Damn.
Damn. I would definitely agree with RJ. You know what? Mia's also in another orbit compared to Spidey. What say you, youthful young man there?
Yes.
Oh, Mike? You have nothing to say here?
Dude, I'm
that's
agreeing
right.
with you
You're the
guys.
MC.
And I'm the MC.
You're the MC.
And Stinger's
Go
just saying,
You
now we are talking. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude.
And you don't see a
Stinger.
stupid-ass rose tattoo on that girl.
Oh, no. By the way, neither of them have, like on the neck or whatever.
All right, now this is a rose I can get into.
Dude.
Selena
you're about to show,
Rose.
You're about to show a good friend of mine. That's right. Selena Rose.
Loose Cannon Smoke Show.
Selena Rose is so... Hello, ding dong. I'll just keep using that.
I think you should go with that.
Ding dong.
What do we got over there, Jared? Are we getting the hello, ding dong?
Jared.
Yeah, hello, ding dong.
Wow, what a beautiful woman.
All right,
okay.
Next up. She's not Cody.
Oh, my.
She's not Dustin.
No, she's not.
But she's Anna Rose.
She's an American dream. That's Lana Rhodes,
Lana
man.
Rose.
That's Lana Rhodes. Lana Rhodes is an American dream. And by the way, Lana Rhodes blows everybody so far out of it.
American dream.
Hello, ding dong. Yeah,
Jared, what are we doing here?
Lana Rhodes, ding dong.
Jared, put
Yes.
that away. Nobody wants to see it.
Next up.
What are you doing over there, Jared?
Next up.
Anyway.
So far we got a blowout.
Well, maybe some people want to see it, but I don't know about those two old guys.
Misha Montana looks like a dumpster fire right now, right?
Dude, I can smell the smoke.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Next up, Harley Dean.
Now, here is one fine lassie, as Mr. Scott would say back in the days of Star Trek. And as he gets
Stingers goes, Mamma Mia. And these are porn stars, by the way.
These are beautiful.
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what they are.
Adult
They are
entertainers.
adult entertainers, and they are all dignified, beautiful women who are very successful. Every single one we've shown
Fair
so
enough.
far, okay?
Fair enough.
These are no dummies. Dummy? Yeah. None of them. Jared, what say you about the exquisite Harley
Jesus.
Dean?
Now that's some tattoos I'd like to see.
Yeah, she's got to be good spots.
Yeah, those are some good tattoos, honestly.
Yeah, she's got great ones in good spots. Yeah.
Good
What say you, Jared?
Ding dong.
Jared's ringing that bell
There you
left
go.
and right.
I got
Nice,
to tell you,
Jared,
the
you
only
got good
dumpster
taste.
fire we're seeing is Misha Montana right now.
Yeah,
And I got to say, one thing that's bad, these are, like, today's porn stars. If this is what we got to challenge, like, this is older porn stars, right? Or these are newer porn stars?
These are the current ones.
Oh, they are. So you're all right.
basically the current.
I'm sorry, I'm not well versed.
First of all, let me make this very clear. I don't know the whole genre, but when you asked me about this,
Right.
I did. The internet's got everything. I'm like top adult
All right,
stars in the industry.
let's go
That's how I
old
found these
school.
folks.
We're pulling out Seika.
You said it wrong.
Go ahead.
You're supposed to say it like this. Seika! Yeah!
All right, this was a tough one, dude.
No, it's not, because compared to Misha Montana, hello, ding dong, Seika is a legend. By the way, folks, you're looking at the Bruno Sammartino of the industry.
Oh, really?
Right there, Seika.
How
Yeah.
many
The greatest
sellouts did she
the
have?
Tons, but the greatest thing she ever did was can her cheap agent.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was it?
You never heard? You never heard that story?
No.
Oh, my God. She thought she was going to get a money shot. She didn't even get a penny.
She paid a king's ransom.
For that? Peter King's
Well,
ransom.
what do you think, Jared? Seika or
Seika.
Absolutely. No, say it, Jared.
Seika,
Hello.
Ding dong.
There, he's so excited when he's like, hello.
All right, finally,
That's great.
but last, Evan Ginsberg.
Oh, now that's scorched earth. How hot is that?
So Misha Montana, Evan Ginsberg.
Oh, dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
Yeah, I mean,
Jared?
They're both pretty hot, honestly.
Is it the baseball cap, the glasses, or the microphone in his hand?
It's the 3-in-1 combo.
He's killing it, Spidey.
Oh,
Spidey's
my
killing it
God,
tonight.
Spidey is
Spidey,
killing
can you
it.
say one thing? Repeat after me. Rah. He can't even do it.
Rah.
There you go. All right. Well, so
That
what
was
we've learned
fantastic.
here
Thank
is
you for,
the
dealing
only
with that,
true
folks.
dumpster fire in this whole
You're good
conversation is Misha Montana.
You know, I was thinking about getting a tattoo on my gizzard. What do you think? I'll put one right
Oh,
here.
dude, please don't.
Yeah, that's
Please
messed up.
don't.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. That's going to look great when you're
Jason
72.
says if Seika is the Bruno, does that make Jenna Jameson the Hogan?
You're right. You are
Wow,
correct.
I love that.
No, he is correct. Jenna Jameson is the Hogan. Absolutely. Absolutely. What does that make Lisa Rand? For those out there who know Lisa Rand.
And by the way, the mess wants to correct you.
Go ahead.
Lana Rhodes isn't in the industry anymore. She has 2 kids.
Good for her.
And a pet duck.
Wow. And you know what's
Now
interesting?
talk about someone that's going a little too much about a mess. You got problems, buddy.
Well, either that or he's got a lot of good, sturdy wrist guards. And I wouldn't blame him one bit. You leave Mess alone. Mess is cool.
How would you know that someone has a pet duck?
Mess, how did you find out about the pet duck? Have you been to her house? There's
Luce,
always that possibility.
Luce says,
You know?
meow.
Way to go, Mess.
Luce says, meow.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of horny guys out there. Maria,
Oh,
you
my
better
God.
get out of this room before it's too
I
late.
give Maria credit for hanging in there with
Maria
these,
might get
these guys.
pregnant just being in this room.
That's rough. But she's got her tattoos concealed. Come on, everybody behave out there.
All right, we're going to take a quick
Jeez.
commercial break, and we're going to be back with head-to-head where we're putting up Rhea Ripley.
Wow.
Against?
Versus. Who? Hit it. Who's
he up against?
I don't know. I don't see it. Spidey, read it to me. Who's Rhea going up against?
Who's Rhea up against?
Spidey doesn't have it either. We're all distracted after looking at all those women over there.
I don't know, but Rhea's against somebody after this commercial
Yeah,
break.
check it out. Rhea versus whoever. Stay tuned.
Jimmy, I got to take a dump.
What?
No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP. Elm Logistics. For all your logistic needs, call 631-299-3595. That's 631-299-3595. Elm Global Logistics. Pride, performance, and partnerships. M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Sport and non-sport cards, wrestling items, autographed items. We buy, sell, and trade. M&J Video Games and Collectibles, located at 1049 Queen Street, Southington, Connecticut. Call us at 1-860-479-9223 or 860-93-GAMES. M&J Video Games and Collectibles.
Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence. All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte and the Pharaoh, only seen here out of Indie Music TV. A few things here. RJ Hutz says RJ Rhea versus Trish. I'm sorry, it's Rhea versus Jacqueline. I'm sorry, I was a little caught up. I want to remind everybody again, we have
following our show is the first installment of the after show starring ESO Creative and
Mr.
Christopher Lee.
Chris, I keep thinking
Right?
Dracula when you
And
say that.
then we will be starting Mondays with Marty Jannetty, which will be canned this weekend, and I'll get that up on the network. And then we'll be adding shows, and we should have a whole list of stuff for you guys to watch with some really good stuff, so it'll be fun.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right, so here we go. Head-to-head, Pharaoh.
Let's do it. All right.
Rhea Ripley against Jacqueline.
Wow, this is going to be pretty physical. As you know, folks, head-to-head has 5 different categories. Category number 1 is mic skills. How do you communicate to that audience? Do you have it or do you not? It's usually pretty obvious. Category number 2, mat skills. Hey, I love a good grapple. Hey, I'll take a good slugfest. Whatever you do you do it well? Or are you just a big stiff? Category number 3, the it factor. Very much unlike eating at the airport diner where, you might experience the shit factor after breakfast. This is more about, do you have that little magical quality that just keeps the audience wanting more? Category number 4, personal favorite of the Pharaohs, the back of the baseball card, belts, championships, money in the banks, battle royals. You know, what do you got? Let's see that high quarterback rating, unless you're the Jets and watching all the high quarterback ratings sign with other teams. Okay, and then there's, of course, category number 5, and category number 5 is impact on the industry. Is that where we're at with that one? I say it all the time, guys like a San Martino or a Hogan or a Flair or a Rhodes, are you a trailblazer or are you just forgettable? So there it is, folks, head-to-head, 5 categories. We pair them up and made a best woman win.
All right, brother, let's go.
All right, first category. What are we doing there, Spider? We're going to do mic skills?
Got a little mic skills.
Let's go with mic skills. All right. I got to give that to Rhea.
Why?
Because Jacqueline barely talked. And the little I've heard of Rhea is it's okay.
So I think
Jacqueline.
This is very difficult because Rhea is so really new to the industry.
She's pretty good at it so far.
In the limelight.
Yeah.
Jacqueline wasn't bad on the mic, but I'm going to go ahead.
Didn't talk that much.
No, she didn't.
No.
So I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with Ripley.
I'm going to take Ripley. Yeah. All right. So she's up 1-0. Now we got mat skills. I don't know how controversial this is going to sound, but I think Jacqueline wins this one.
Why?
Jacqueline was a hell of a worker. Jacqueline was a good wrestler,
She's
man.
a great wrestler.
I'm going to put her above Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's obviously physically impressive, but I think overall the arsenal of skill set, I think Jacqueline's got her.
I'm going to go with that, too. I'm going to agree that Jacqueline, again, Rhea newer to the industry.
Rhea's great.
Jacqueline was actually underrated as a wrestler.
Oh, yes,
she didn't get enough in the limelight, I think.
Yep, I agree, man. She was a stud. She could go.
Okay.
She could definitely
ESO
go.
says draw on number 2.
That's fair, man. I could see that, but I still feel like Jacqueline had a deeper skill set. Category number 3, we've got the it factor. I'm going with Rhea.
I think this is where Rhea blows her away.
Yeah, Rhea's got an aura to her. Oh my God.
And the Judgment Day Rhea. Okay, Rhea before this had it, but not like this.
No, not like
this.
Well, first of all, we're talking about mommy, so let's get that straight.
Yeah, you're right.
That's Dom's mommy, so she's the shit.
So I got to tell you, a couple of weeks ago we discussed who Rhea was going to choose, right, or a week ago. And you wanted to see her against Flair. I wanted to see her against Bianca.
Okay.
I got to tell you, there was an altercation on Raw where Rhea comes across Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to stand by it that should be the match.
Oh, okay.
Charlotte, listen, Charlotte is great.
You do realize this is unfinished business. This had to happen. You know that, right? This is unfinished.
So what, are you going to take the belt off of Charlotte so she wins it again?
Nah, maybe later down the road, but Rhea is definitely getting her revenge. That's how I feel about this one.
You're getting Asuka against Bianca.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
To me...
Is that official, by the way?
It's going to be official.
Okay.
I mean, it's not there yet, but that's going to be the match.
All right.
In my opinion, I just feel like Rhea Bianca could have been great. And again, I don't know why they're missing the boat on Charlotte and Bianca, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree, but I just feel like from a storytelling standpoint, this was going to happen. That's why I said it. I'm like, this is happening.
That's fair.
I mean, Ray's got to get a payback, otherwise, can't advance.
JB says Charlotte's going to break her dad's record. I agree, but again,
I don't look at the two the same, but I do agree.
Bianca
that she's
to me is such a it factor.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Rhea go together, but let's not reverse against the head-to-head here.
Okay.
So we got a 2-1.
Yeah,
right?
we got a 2-1 for Rhea.
Go ahead.
Yep, absolutely. Category number 4, the back of the baseball card. What do you do with this one?
It's a tough one. This one is because Rhea hasn't done much title-wise.
Not yet.
And Jacqueline's been a Divas champion. I don't want to say World's champion.
Yeah, they didn't handle it the same way back
She did
in the
well
day.
in Texas. Honestly, I think responsibly, you have to give this to Jacqueline.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Even though it's like,
No, I agree.
Got to give it to Jacqueline.
All right, so it's 2-2. So this is going to come down to impact.
Which is very close. I'm surprised it's as close as it is.
Impact in the industry. How can you can't give that to Rhea? You have to give it to Jacqueline. Jacqueline's influenced the whole further generation of wrestlers.
See, this is where
this is almost unfair.
This is where I'm going to disagree with you.
For Rhea, she doesn't have tons of
This is where I'm going to disagree with you because here's the argument I'm going to start.
I know who's going to have a bigger impact in the end, Rhea.
But here's where my argument's going to start continuing here, right? We're both big Hulk Hogan marks, right?
Yes, that's true.
Greatest of all time.
I haven't made my decision yet, by the way.
I got you, but I want people to hear me out on this.
Okay.
If you look like pure numbers, okay, you might not want to admit it, but the tribal chief is the greatest world's champion in the history of wrestling.
Okay.
That guy has drawn more money, right? They just broke an all-time pay-per-view record, an all-time attendance record, dollar-wise.
I wonder what happens when you adjust the dollars per decade.
But you
Go
can't.
ahead.
You can't.
I know that they do, though. There is a science.
I got it.
I wonder. You're never going to convince me Roman Reigns is worth more than Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. It's not going to happen.
At some point, you got to start recognizing.
I already do recognize his level of success.
But now let's bring it back to Rhea and Jacqueline. So impact on the industry. Jacqueline, you're right. It's almost unfair because she's been around longer.
Right.
But I would say that
you can fairly judge it now because of the years gone past.
But I would say that people know Rhea Ripley more than they know Jacqueline. This one's a tough one. Make a call.
You're probably right about that.
Lou says Roman is not better than Hulk or Austin.
So agree.
I would listen, Lou.
I
agree with you. I'm not disagreeing. My point is, sooner or later, everybody's going to have to admit, and this isn't over. This run isn't over.
Roman Reigns was the biggest star of his generation.
Roman might be the biggest star of any generation.
He's not going to pass Hogan. It's not happening.
On dollars and cents,
I don't care.
He's up there.
I understand.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I totally get what
all I'm saying is that can't be disregarded.
No, it can't.
You can't just go, that doesn't matter.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It's just that I just feel like Hogan, Austin, and The Rock are in such rarefied
then you got the fan
air.
that goes, Bruno Sammartino didn't have the luxury of having cable. You could make arguments
Bruno
for everybody.
Sammartino was he was the greatest of his generation, and generations were presented through media differently.
Bruno was great for his time because that's what wrestling was about. Wrestling was about ethnicity, right? Ethnicity. Duh.
Play.
Right? That's the way it was always set up. It was always set up, Puerto Ricans, blacks, whites, Italians, Jews, whatever.
Back then.
Right? Then it changed. So, yes, for his generation, he was the greatest, but all I'm saying is Roman has to be in the discussion. Anyway, back to Jacqueline.
No, I do agree.
Jacqueline.
He's the greatest of his generation.
Jason just says, Hogan drew bigger ticket sales. Also, pay-per-views back then cost more since pay-per-views now stream is much lower price. This is what you guys are not forgetting, though. For a pay-per-view, Live Gate, they just broke the all-time record dollar-wise. It beat WrestleMania 3, guys.
Right.
Those are facts. He broke WrestleMania 3's dollars, and the one guy that's in every one of these matches is Roman Reigns. And again, when you look back, when you guys get older, you're going to look back and go, the Bloodline might have been the greatest storyline in the history of wrestling.
The younger ones will, unless they're marking.
You're looking at a possibility the greatest storyline in wrestling history.
One of the greatest, if not the greatest, and I'll say that right now.
That's great.
The Bloodline storyline is one of the greatest storylines in wrestling history.
All right, Rhea Jacqueline.
I'm going to go with Rhea only because long term her shadow is going to cast a larger shadow. So I am kind of shooting forward when I do this, but I'm going to have to go with Rhea.
So I totally get what you're saying. Hey, Davio's in the house. I'm going to go with Jacqueline just for the fact that we can't go in advance. Yes, you could see the light is shining brighter, and it quickly will. And once she wins the championship at WrestleMania.
So this is a draw, really.
You know what? Let's call it a draw.
I think we should call this a draw.
So, the head-to-head's a draw. Jacqueline, Rhea, a draw. I agree with you. I don't think it's responsible to go either way right now.
You know what's funny? The diehard Rhea fans are probably furious right now. They probably think she won most of the categories, probably.
She's too young in the business.
That's the whole point. That's why impact on the industry, like I originally said, Jacqueline's had decades of girls probably wanting to be like her. So that's why I said if you forecast into the future, Rhea will probably cast a bigger shadow with all the fans she's making right now. Because as you pointed out, there's more fans right now with all the fannies in the seats with Roman Reigns, all the crowds and all the dollars. Rhea's playing to a pretty huge audience at a pretty high level.
Exactly, a very high level.
And she is like, what is it? Is it just her size that I always lump her with? She's like almost, God, I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way, but it probably will. She's like a more badass, more athletic version of China. When was the last time we saw a woman this big that can do what Rhea does? There's like no one like Rhea.
I want to challenge ESO on this. Awesome. ESO says the average price for WrestleMania 3 was $100. Right. It would have been over a $9 million gate.
Right. There's always that.
They have the gate numbers, ESO. Math. They did over $8.5 million at the Royal Rumble in San Antonio.
But I asked
Hold on. WrestleMania 3, go check the numbers, drew $6 million. Gate.
But I ask you this.
Not including pay-per-views, okay? We're talking live gate money.
Sure.
Not pay-per-view. Different time.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view costs $50, $60. Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look up that number. But we're talking live gate numbers.
What will be more famous, Hogan versus Andre or Sammy hitting Roman with the chair?
It's not even close. It's
you know
Hogan
what I'm
Andre.
saying.
I understand what you're saying.
Brother.
And let's not forget that I don't know how, just the anniversary came where Andre beat Hogan for the belt was how many million people watching live on TV. All I'm trying to say is that when you look back, Roman Reigns cannot be disregarded.
No. Matter of fact, if I can...
Lou says inflation. I get it.
Listen, can I briefly just throw this in?
Go ahead.
Here's what I consider basically the faces of the generations. Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, Steve Austin.
Austin/Rock.
You can throw Rock in. Why not?
I think Austin/Rock.
Okay, Austin/Rock.
Right.
Okay. John Cena.
Yep.
Roman Reigns.
There you go.
There's your major, like you can fill in all by. What about Bret Hart? What about Shawn Michaels? What about Diesel? What about blah, blah, blah. No. Bruno Sammartino was the face from 1963 to 1977.
Right.
Then you had Backlund. Then you had Hogan. Then you had a flirtation of Macho, a flirtation of Warrior. Then you had a flirtation of Hart, a flirtation of Michaels. Here comes Stone Cold. Here comes The Rock. You notice how easy this is to take
it is
right
very
through?
Easy.
It's easy.
Right.
Easy peasy.
Then you have Daniel Bryan. Then you got Sami Zayn.
You forgot the skinny guy who complains a lot, the Summer of Punk.
And Punk,
the
right?
Punk is in there.
And then, and then all of a sudden, you have the Tribal Chief.
And the Tribal Chief's reign is the longest since Hogan's. He's one of the all-time greats, folks. It's already happened. It's already happened. I agree with you. He's one of the all-time greats, and he's the face of his generation. Now, I'm sure Seth Rollins
just said,
about
I read once Andre the Giant was guaranteed $1 million just being in the building for WrestleMania 3. I'd agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And back in the day, a wrestler could really screw you up if they didn't show up. Imagine Andre saying, you know what, I'm not going to wrestle tonight.
Are you kidding?
Could you imagine what could have happened to that event?
Every wrestler wanted to be on the card with Andre to make the cash. If you're on a card with Andre the Giant, you're performing in front of a sold-out arena, right? Andre sold out arena after arena. All you had to do was say Andre the Giant, and the place would sell out.
Lou says Hogan got more than the whole WrestleMania 3 roster combined. I agree. Well, he should have.
He deserved it. He deserved every last bit of it. I was not tuning in to see, the undercard. I mean, it was part of it, but you tuned in to see Hulk Hogan. Unless you didn't. Then you missed the whole thing. I'm sorry to hear that.
All right, with that, I want to thank you guys for joining us. Oh, my God, Stingers, you're killing me. Roman is overrated.
That's
I love Stingers, but man, he just hates on Roman.
How come?
I don't know.
What does Stinger have? Maybe he's a Rollins fan. Maybe he thinks Rollins is the shit.
You can't hate on Roman, dude. The dude is the bomb.
Do you really think that Roman himself is too worried about if people... Wait a minute, Stinger. You're not acknowledging the tribal chief.
No, he's not.
That's it. This is crazy.
And don't let Paul Heyman find out, Stingers, because he'll be coming to your house to have a little discussion with you.
What, were you going to hit you over the head with a bottle of gefilte fish? Oy. The wise man. He's a nice Jewish
Stingers
boy.
is saying, now what sells WrestleMania is a spectacle. Back then it was the stars. Yes, well,
this is true.
WWE changed it. After Cena...
Well, don't you tune into the Super Bowl every year even though your team's not in it?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
That is what it is.
It is what it is. My team's never in it.
Listen,
I tune in.
The last great superstar was John Cena, but... Roman Reigns is now starting to make a case. He's starting to make a case.
He is.
In an era where the WWE did not want stars, a star is born.
I loved when he was basically reading Sammy the Riot Act this past week. You broke up my bloodline. You messed with my family. Did you like that? I thought that was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
That was great. Roman's the man.
All right, love you guys. We'll see you next week, Pharaoh.
You've been watching Monte and the Pharaoh, and until next time... Later.
Also, just a reminder,
not later.
The after show,
yeah,
right in a few minutes after this. Enjoy.
Later.